This is the Fox 5 News Block.
The social media platform X is down. Owner Elon Musk posting that the platform was attacked and he thinks a coordinated group or country is actually involved. And Long Island officials announcing the weekend's wildfires were accidentally started by someone making s'mores. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Antoine Lewis. Welcome to the News Block. Let's take a look outside before we get to those top stories, because this was a beautiful day in the Apple. Liv Johnson, when I was walking in, I didn't actually want to come in the building. It was that nice out there.
Right, exactly. You want to walk outside a little bit longer, soak up that sunshine. Yeah, I mean, look at these temperature differences. We're 15 degrees warmer than we were this time yesterday in New York, and we're almost 20 degrees warmer up in the Hudson Valley and Hartford. Current temperatures, we're cruising in the mid-60s, 61 out in Long Island. We've hit 65 for New York, 68 for Newark. So Newark's even warmer than expected, almost to 70 degrees. And we have 63 for Hartford and Poughkeepsie. Now, we've actually just surpassed our expected high, which was 64. But still, you can see how far we are above average. Usually, we're in the mid to upper 40s. And tonight, that's about our low for the evening. Wind speeds gave us some issues over the weekend, causing those fires out on Long Island with the dry air. But right now, it's pretty calm out there. Winds between 5 to 15 miles per hour. There's some gusts in the area up in the Hudson Valley and Monticello. And now tomorrow will be a bit more breezy, but still we'll just see peak wind gusts about 20 to 25 miles per hour, which is not too bad. Other than that, we'll stick on with this sunshine for not just today, but the next few days. Temperatures cooling down a bit, but still staying above average the whole week. Antoine?
All right, Liv, we'll see you in just a moment. Developing news to tell you about the social media platform X is down and has been going in and out all day, suffering multiple glitches. Now, at one point today, X owner Elon Musk posted there was, still is, a massive cyber attack against X. We get attacked every day, but this was done with a lot of resources. Either a large coordinated group and or a country is involved. Sharon Crowley in the newsroom with the very latest on this. A lot going on there.
Yeah, that's right. Cyber attacks, of course, getting everyone's attention. Elon Musk says that this massive cyber attack caused widespread technical problems for X. Now, the social media network started to experience repeated outages for several hours today. And in Musk's most recent post, as you mentioned, he talked about the issue and said it started about 1:30 this afternoon. He said, quote, "We get attacked every day, but this was done with a lot of resources," which has him thinking that it was either a large group or a country that may have been involved. Now, according to the website downdetector.com, X users first began reporting problems about 5:30 this morning. The initial issues seemed to clear up, but most users then again reported trouble about noon today and then again after that. But right now, it does seem to be working better. And Musk, of course, acquired the site back in 2022 when it was known as Twitter, which people still call it, right? And he laid off about 80% of its staff. Musk is now, of course, heading up the White House's Department of Government Efficiency, where he has faced increasing criticism for laying off thousands of federal workers. And he's, of course, working at DOGE to try to cut government waste, but not without its critics. Antoine?
All right, Sharon, thank you so much. Sad news to tell you about from Brooklyn. A 3-year-old boy dies after being dumped at a hospital, and now the search is on for 2 people caught on video dropping the boy off. Police say that the people who dropped the toddler off disappeared, and right now there's an all-out search to find them. Detectives are trying to identify the child and whoever caused his death. It's not yet known if the 2 they're looking for were the boy's parents. The child was pronounced dead at SUNY Downstate Hospital Sunday morning around 11:30. Authorities say he had massive bruising all over his body. The medical examiner is still trying to officially determine the cause of death. Also developing, Ontario slaps a 25% increase on electricity exports to the United States in response to Trump's trade war. Now, this would affect about 1.5 million Americans and is effective immediately. Ontario provides electricity to Minnesota, New York, and Michigan. Ontario Premier Doug Ford says the tariffs would mean it would remain in place despite the 1-month reprieve from Trump, noting a 1-month pause means nothing more but uncertainty. Breaking also to tell you about officials on Long Island say they believe the cause of this weekend's brush fires in Suffolk County was likely accidental. Officials say that the fire was started by embers from a smaller fire in someone's backyard who was making s'mores, and then the fire accidentally spread because of the windy conditions.
So all of those fires, it was initially reported that there were 4 separate fires, all reported at one time. All of those fires are in a direct line with the strong northwest wind that was blowing that day. and it is believed that the embers from each fire traveled and continuously started more fires.
The fires wiped out about 600 acres of the Pine Barrens after first breaking out on Saturday. They are 100% contained. Officials are doing patrols to address any hot spots. Well, the danger is already clear. This weekend's massive fire proved just how fast things can actually spiral. Aerial firefighting is critical to gaining control. Fox 5's Dan Bowens is taking flight with the New Jersey Forest Fire Service for an exclusive look at how they are preparing.
From the skies, above the danger, protecting below. Those choppers and planes dumping water, a liquid lifeline to teams on the ground. Modern-day wildfires are more frequent, severe, and expansive than ever before.
They're definitely going outside of our normal fire season.
The escalation challenging resources and strategies of firefighting units nationwide.
You are assigned as Division Zulu on the South Sugarloaf fire. The fire was approximately 10,000 acres.
It's training day with the New Jersey Forest Fire Service.
You're at Coyle Field, which is right in the center of the New Jersey Pine Barrens.
Coyle Field, the airbase in South Jersey, headquarters for the state's fire suppression aviation teams.
So this is the bucket that they would use?
This is the bucket that we always have on the aircraft at all times, 325 gallons.
And this is not just any bucket, says Forest Fire Warden Robert Gill.
We travel with our buckets in our Huey helicopters, 325 gallons. Those buckets are on the aircraft all the time, fire ready.
The fleet of Huey choppers hovering above lakes and waterways, scooping water.
We'll find a water source that's, number one, close enough and deep enough for that bucket to go in, pick up that water, and then deliver it to the scene of action.
Operations like this, of course, not new, but they were actually pioneered right here in New Jersey by one of the state's original fire chiefs, Leonidas Coyle, in the 1930s. The airbase now named after him.
He actually invented aviation firefighting with a gyrocopter.
Nearly a century later, Fire Warden Chris Frennick leading teams across the state through training simulations.
Last year in North Jersey was probably one of our busiest seasons in our history.
Preparing for wildfire season this March, when low humidity and windy days quickly dry forested lands, complicated even further by lingering drought conditions.
There's still an extreme drought in the southern part of the state, so we are very concerned about the activity level being equal to or more substantial than we had in the fall.
The crucial role of these aviation teams on full display earlier this year, helping to slow and extinguish devastating fires in California. And last November, during the massive Jennings Creek fire that scorched 5,300 acres on the border of Jersey and New York. Now forestry pilot David Dorworth, who flew missions over Jennings Creek, is ready for what's expected to be another long and busy season.
All the safety factors that we have to contend with, even though it's just a job, it's an intense job.
Federal immigration authorities arrested a Palestinian activist over the weekend who played a prominent role in Columbia University's protests against Israel. They also revoked his green card and his student visa. Mahmoud Khalil, whom you see right there, was taken into custody Saturday night. He had been a graduate student at Columbia until this past December. It marked a significant escalation in the Trump administration's pledge to crack down on anti-Semitism. It's not clear where Khalil is currently being held. In a statement, his attorney said, "We will vigorously be pursuing Mahmoud's rights in court, and we will continue our efforts to right this terrible and inexcusable and calculated wrong against him." Columbia also releasing a statement saying it is committed to complying with all legal obligations and supporting our student body and campus community. We are also committed to the legal rights of our students and urge all members of the community to be respectful of those rights. The Supreme Court will take up state bans on conversion therapy for LGBTQ+ children. Today, the court announced it will hear arguments in the Colorado-based case in its new term this October. This issue is whether states and local governments can enforce laws banning conversion therapy. Defenders say the law violates the speech rights of counselors who are licensed by the state. Colorado is among roughly half the states prohibiting conversion therapy. The U.S. State Department is issuing new travel warnings for some popular spring break destinations, including Turks and Caicos. Fox 5's Meredith Gorman explains.
A Level 2 travel advisory has been issued by the U.S. Department of State for those traveling to Turks and Caicos, urging those heading there to exercise increased caution while traveling because of crime. This advisory is just one of many affecting popular travel destinations.
Most of the level 2s that we have down in the Caribbean area in Mexico also includes Bahamas, Cuba, Costa Rica, Belize, the Dominican Republic. So there's a lot of areas that have level 2s.
At Newark Airport, I asked travelers if they would reconsider making plans to travel to certain vacation hotspots because of advisories like this.
Depends where we go, if I research it a little bit and then I'll, do my, just research it, and if it looks good, then I'll go.
I might reconsider just because I want to be safe, and I'd maybe feel a little bit unsafe in a different country if there was travel advisories and stuff like that.
If you are planning on traveling to one of these places, Coffee says you should take precautions. Some of his travel tips include walking in groups, talking to your hotel and finding out what areas are no-go areas, being careful in bars and drinking situations due to the risk of drinking tainted alcohol. And for college students, they should consider sharing their locations on their cell phones with others.
Knowledge and information is power.
This advisory coming right as tons of college students are set to hit the road and head to the airport for spring break. Reporting from Newark, I'm Meredith Gorman, Fox 5 News.
All right, Liv Johnson, let's talk about the conditions outside because today was a nice day.
Gorgeous day. A beautiful start for our week. Tons of sunshine. And we are going to get a little cooler as the week goes on, but still going to be above average. And a lot of us enjoying really nice temperatures all the way into the Midwest. 67 for Indianapolis. We have 65 over in Chicago, 64 for Columbus, and 66 for Philadelphia. Meanwhile, Boston's also a little warmer with 59 degrees right now. So we're going to hold on to that sunshine for a few days. We really don't have much going on, except for this cold front is going to move through, and that's what's giving us some cooler air starting Tuesday night. But that area of high pressure is going to keep us dry for the foreseeable future. We don't see a chance of rain until Sunday. Lows tonight will be 43 here in New York City, 40 down the shore in New Jersey, but most of us will be in the mid to upper 30s, so that will be the temperature when you wake up. But then it'll warm up nicely for a high of 60 for New York. Look at Newark and Trenton, 68 and 69. Another nice day for us. Then we get that cooler air, but still in the 50s and dry until next Sunday. But 50s and 60s for the next 7 days.
No complain at all. We will actually take that, Liv. Thank you so much. That is your news block for now, everybody. I'm Antoine Lewis. We thank you so much for joining us. Tune into the 5 o'clock news on Fox 5 and right here on the Fox Local app for all of today's news as it develops. We'll see you back here tomorrow. And again, if you're going out, stay safe.